My name is Anna de la Parra. I have lived, I'm a Dutchie, and I have lived in Perth now for about 10 years. I haven't been able to shift my accent, so if you have any trouble understanding me, yeah, please let me know. Yeah, so like I said, I'm a Dutchie. I'm living in Perth since about 10 years. I'm a mother of 3 gorgeous girls, and I've been using Young Living essential oils for about 10 years or so, and at the end of last year I became a certified aroma freedom practitioner. The aroma freedom technique is one of 6 interlocking techniques that were developed by Dr. Benjamin Perkis. Dr. Benjamin Perkis is a psychologist who has been in clinical practice for more than 20 years. And he's also been an essential oil user and teacher for more than 17 years. After studying many of the traditional as well as the alternative approaches, Dr. Perkis integrated all his findings and into the simple 12-step process that I will be showing you today. I'll first quickly describe the other techniques that he developed as well before we move on. So the interlocking techniques each target a different area in which we might be stuck. The memory resolution technique we use for a memory that feels incomplete, unresolved, or still emotionally charged. For a current situation that is creating feelings of being stuck, worried, or overwhelmed, we use the aroma reset. And to overcome procrastination and move into action, we use the aroma boost. For a goal we want to achieve in the future, we use the aroma freedom technique, and AFT will reach into the present as well as the past to clear anything that is interfering with this goal. And recently, the aroma doomsday technique has been developed, and this is targeted for those of us who are worried and concerned about the future. Before we move on to the actual aroma freedom technique session, I would like to briefly talk about our sense of smell. The sense of smell is our most primitive sense. It is the first to develop in the room, and it connects us to feelings of safety, comfort, and joy at an early stage in life. All animals, including humans, use the sense of smell to find good food, avoid predators, and attract mates. Smell connects directly to the brain, to the emotional brain, sorry. The olfactory nerve connects directly to the limbic system in the brain. This is where we process emotion, determine whether we are safe or in danger, and form bonds and attachments to those around us. The amygdala is a small almond-shaped area of the brain that has 2 functions. One to process smell and to trigger the alarm bell when we are in danger. It can also tell us when it's safe for us to relax. The sense of smell is also very closely related or linked to memory. Many of us have had the experience of a certain smell reminding us of a specific memory from childhood. Studies have shown that smell will trigger earlier and more emotionally charged memories than the same trigger presented visually or in words. Because of its close association with memory, the sense of smell is particularly well suited for processing and releasing the memory complexes that we identify with the aroma freedom technique. All right, now let's get started. The aroma freedom technique is a step-by-step process for identifying, releasing negative thoughts, feelings, and memories that interfere with reaching our goals and dreams. AFT is meant to be used as a way to set a person's emotional energy flowing in a positive direction towards growth and expansion rather than contracting in fear, doubt, and paralysis. It uses Young Living essential oils to trigger a permanent shift in how we view ourselves and the world. I'm not a therapist or a counselor, but I will walk you through the process. So before we start, I'd just like to mention that there is no need to share your memories. AFT is more effective when you stay in an internal space. When I ask you a question, please tell me the first thing that comes to mind, even if you have no idea why. And please type your answers in the chat box so I can see your progress and if we can move on. So during this session, you will need frankincense, lavender, and stress away, inner child, release, and transformation or belief. Excuse me. Now, think of an intention or a goal that you would really like to achieve, but you're not really sure how it can happen. It can be a career or business goal, a personal goal, or a wellness goal. Focus on where you want to go and not where you've been. All right. So once you have set your goal, rate how possible or true this goal feels right now on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 being totally hopeless and 10 being totally confident. I would love for you to, share your answers in the chat box so I can monitor you. All right, so what does the inner or negative voice say that tells you that this goal is not possible? And how do you feel when you hear this voice? What is that one word feeling? Sad, angry, scared, frustrated, just to name a few. Now, every emotion has a place in the body. It might be in your head, in your heart, or your gut, or your throat. It can even be a bodily posture, like slumped shoulders or clenched jaws. So where do you feel that emotion in your body? All right, now close your eyes and drift back to an earlier time when you felt the same way. You felt angry in your stomach or clenched jaws. Now, it could be recently or long ago. And go with the first memory that comes to mind, even if you have no idea why that memory is appearing. It could be a snapshot or a series of memories like a movie. And nod your head when you have the memory pulled up. Okay, now it's time to grab our oils. Please put a drop of lavender, frankincense, and stress away in the palm of your hands, please. Now rub your hands together and put your hands over your mouth and your nose like this. Close your eyes and connect with your memory. Connect to that feeling in your body and inhale the oils. Notice what happens to the image, the feelings, the bodily sensation, and your thoughts. The memory or the image may fade, break apart, or get further away. If the feeling intensifies, just let it wash through you. Feelings are like waves, and no waves last forever. Notice what happens in your body. When you feel like something has shifted and it has gone as far as it's going to go, you can lower your hands, but take your time. Now state your original goal out loud and rate how possible it feels on that scale of 0 to 10. Again, 0 being totally hopeless, and 10 being totally confident. What is the inner voice telling you now? Some examples: I can't do it. I don't have time. I don't have money. All that sort of stuff can pop up. Or I just can't do it. How do you feel when you hear this inner voice? What is that one word feeling? And where do you feel this in your body? Where do you feel this emotion? Again, like I said before, it can be a particular area in your body, like your heart or your throat or your head, but it can also be a bodily posture. Just to have a tense body or slumped shoulders. Now, once you know where you have this feeling in your body, close your eyes and drift back to an earlier time where you felt the same way. Recently or long ago, and go with the first memory that comes to mind, even if you have no idea why. It can be a snapshot or it can be a series of memories, like a movie. And nod your head when you have the memory pulled up. Okay, so now grab your inner child essential oil and put a drop in your hand. And then rub your hands together and cup them over your mouth and nose. Close your eyes and connect with the feeling in your body and breathe the oils into the memory. And notice what happens to the memory or the image. It may fade, break apart, or get further away. If the feeling intensifies, just let it wash through you. Notice what happens in your body. When you feel like something has shifted and it has gone as far as it's going to go, you can lower your hands. But take your time. What did you notice? Often the memory fades and feelings shift from anger or frustration into calmness or just feeling neutral. And sometimes new mindsets or beliefs are emerging as well. Now, state your original goal out loud and rate how possible it feels on that scale from 0 to 10. Again, 0 being totally hopeless and 10 being totally confident. What is that inner voice telling you now? If you have no negative voice talking in your head right now, you can just relax while everyone else is going through this round still. And after this round, we'll move on. But if you still have a negative voice about your goal, how do you feel when you hear this voice? What is that one word feeling? And where do you feel this in your body? So now it's time to grab our release oil, put a drop in your hands and rub your hands together, cup them over your mouth and nose. Then close your eyes and drift back to an earlier time when you felt the same way in that particular part of your body. Like I said before, it could be recently or long ago, and go with the first memory that comes to mind. Now close your eyes and connect with the feeling in your body and breathe the oils into the memory. Notice what happens to the memory or the image. It may fade, break apart, or get further away. If the feeling intensifies, just let it wash through you. Feelings are like waves, and no waves last forever. Notice what happens in your body. When you feel like something has shifted and it has gone as far as it's going to go, you can lower your hands. But take your time. What did you notice? Did you notice any new mindset or beliefs emerging? Now state your original goal out loud and rate how possible it feels on that scale from 0 to 10. Again, 0 being totally hopeless and 10 being totally confident. Now that your score is higher than an 8 and there's no negative voice present anymore, we will move on. Now that you've released the negative thoughts that don't work for you, let's take a moment to really harnessing and anchor what does. We do that by creating an affirmation that reflects the new mindset and beliefs that came up for you during this session. So let's create a positive present tense affirmation statement that powerfully reflects that mindset belief with regards to your original goal. So affirmations can be, I am peace. I'm at peace and feel calm and relaxed. I will achieve, I can achieve my goal, or I release my cravings for a certain food, or I reach a certain promotion by a certain date. Just make sure it's a present tense and keep it short and sweet. So now that we have this affirmation, we're going to use a power pose to really help drive that home and anchor it in. Power poses have been shown to increase confidence and a sense of empowerment. When we combine that with the uplifting and empowering effect of inhaling essential oils, we magnify that transformation even further. So there's 3 different power poses, and I'll show them to you. There's the Wonder Woman power pose that goes with your hands on your hips. Say your affirmation while you have your hands in this power pose and see how it feels. The next power pose is the victory power pose, so with your hands up in a V shape. And again, say your affirmation out loud and see how it feels. The last power pose is with both your hands over your heart. And again, say your affirmation and see how it feels. Once you've tried all 3, just think which one resonated with you most. And then you grab a drop of either belief or transformation or magnify your purpose essential oil. Lemon is a good one as well. Put a drop in your hand and inhale the oil. And say your affirmation with your favorite power pose. Say it 3 times. And then inhale again. Say it 3 more times. And then inhale again. So when you feel like your affirmation is really anchored in, you can sit back down, but take as long as you need. How do you feel? Great. Now I have a little bit of homework for you. To amplify this, I would like you to say out loud your affirmations for 2 minutes, 2 times a day for at least 3 days. And do this with your essential oils like belief, transformation, magnify purpose, or lemon or citrus fresh. If you do this in front of the mirror, it will amplify it even more. It will and it will trigger a positive mental state. And finally, now that you are feeling strong and empowered and ready to make things happen, let's identify a few inspired action steps to bring into fruition. So your first action step is to stand in your power pose twice a day for 3 days and inhale your oils and repeat your affirmation with confidence and conviction for at least 2 minutes at a time. But what are a few other steps that you can commit to over the next couple of days to manifest your goal? Once you've got these action steps written down, you're basically good to go. I would like to remind you to, or suggest really, to maybe write down your affirmation on a post-it note and stick it on your mirror or somewhere in the kitchen near the kettle. You're going to grab a cup of tea. You'll see it, or in the car. So just to remind you about your affirmation and the goal you're working towards. Also, if you want to do this more often, I would like to suggest to grab an empty essential oil bottles and do equal parts of lavender, frankincense, and stress away in the bottle just to make it a bit easier to grab your oil when you're doing this process. So yeah, I hope you're feeling great, and you're gonna kick some goals. Thank you for joining in, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.